Pre-purchase used car inspection near me. So let me start out with a little piece of advice to begin with. Before you put your money down on any used vehicle, ask the seller one question. Can I take it in to my own shop for an inspection? Then watch what happens. A seller with nothing to hide says yes without hesitation. A seller who stalls, deflects, or manufactures a reason why that's not really possible has just handed you the most valuable piece of information in the entire transaction, and it didn't cost you a thing. I mean, why? Before you buy a used house, you have it inspected. Before you buy a new house, you have it inspected. Um, Before you buy anything, you should have it inspected. I mean, unless you're at a yard sale and you're buying it for 25 cents, and then, it's buyer risk. But most used cars transactions are you're done. You buy it, it's yours. If you buy it from some used cars places, you got a 3-day warranty. Some you don't. Depends on the laws of your area and your state, your community. But I'm going to tell you that a new car comes with a warranty. Some used cars are going to come with a warranty. And then, of course, you've got the extended warranties. But I'm just saying flat out, the extended warranties are not all are created equal on those either. The key to being happy with your purchase is actually bringing it into a shop and letting it be get it checked out. I mean, it's an amazing thing. There's a particular kind of quiet that fills a car when the driver realizes they made a mistake. It usually shows up around week 3. The excitement is burned off. The satisfaction of driving something new has thinned out, and now there's a sound, a tick, a shudder, a hesitation when the transmission reaches for third gear. That wasn't there during the test drive, or maybe it was, and it got explained away. That's just how this runs. It'll smooth out once you put some miles on it. Every used car makes a little noise. The quiet comes when the driver stops believing that explanation. If you're reading this, you're probably watching the video, and you're probably somewhere before that moment. You're looking at a used car. Maybe it's a private listing that photographs suspiciously well. Maybe it's a trade-in sitting on a lot with fresh tire shine and a vacuumed interior. Maybe it belongs to someone you know, and asking a hard question feels almost rude. But here's the truth. You are about to make one of the largest purchases of your year, and the person selling that vehicle knows far more about it than you do. That gap isn't necessarily malicious. It's structural. The seller has lived with that car. They know what it does on cold mornings. They know what noise it makes backing up out of their driveway. They know why the check engine light got cleared 6 weeks ago. You don't, and you won't, unless someone who does this professionally puts that vehicle on a lift and takes a serious, systematic look before the title changes hands. That is what pre-purchase inspection is. It's not a formality. It's not a courtesy step. It is the highest leverage decision available to a used car buyer. And the overwhelming majority of buyers skip it entirely. Now, and I'm not gonna blow smoke. I've literally had people, and I used to charge $1.50, $150, for a pre-purchase inspection. And I've had people bring in 10 cars before they found a good one. So they're willing to spend literally $1,500 trying to find a good car. Now think about that for a second. $1,500 seems like a huge amount of money. Oh my goodness, that's money they'll never see again. But one bad decision, $1,500 is nothing on what a problem on a car can cost. I mean, some car problems cost thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the car. So why are you going to worry about $150, $250, $500 on a pre-purchase inspection? It depends on how in depth people are going to go. But your vehicle is definitely just full of systems. I mean, engine, transmission, cooling, braking, steering and suspension, charging and electrical, emissions and, after treatment, body structure, unibody geometry, restraints, fuel delivery. Each of these systems contains dozens of individual components, and every one of those components has a finite service life. I mean, in the industry, what we know. If you're going to buy a new car, then you can still get a lemon. You can still get a bad one, but it's under warranty. So hopefully, that's that the bulk of it's going to be taken care of by the time it's out of warranty. They have lemon laws, but it's funny to us. We'll be recommending maintenance on an ongoing basis to customers, and some customers don't want any part of it. They want to change their oil thinking that's maintenance, when that's just one small piece of the maintenance. You have to replace the other fluids. You have to flush the injectors. You have to replace the shocks and struts and the belts, hoses. I mean, it's amazing all of the stuff you actually need to be taking care of on your car. So most people are going to buy a new car and they're going to drive it for whatever amount of time. They're not going to put any money into it, or the least amount of money possible to put into it. And then they're going to get rid of it. And then they go buy a new car. Okay, that's fine. That's not a great way financially to have a good retirement or have fantastic vacations or whatever, but that's fine. That's their choice. The thing that really pushes their buttons that they love in life is actually driving new cars. All right, fantastic. I'm not gonna judge. I personally am going to keep a car as long as I possibly can, maintaining it properly, because that puts so much more money in my bank account. It's not even funny. Yes, I have to pay the automotive repair shop a lot of money to do that, but it's pennies on the dollar compared to what it's going to cost me to keep buying new cars and all of that depreciation and finance money and sales tax and registration fees and the higher price on insurance. And it's still have to maintain it to some semblance, maybe just oil changes or whatever until I get rid of it, whatever. But then that car becomes somebody else's problem. So you're buying a used car, you're the one that just bought that problem. You just bought that car that hasn't been maintained. Because first and foremost, think about this. Why is somebody actually getting rid of the car if it's still good? It's still good right now, still running, still good right now. That doesn't mean it's going to stay good for any length of time. And that's the key. That's the key, like there's no tomorrow. I mean, think about that for just a second. Why did the first person get rid of it? And there can be a lot of different reasons. And again, nobody's trying to be malicious for the most part or anything else. It's just, some people drive a car 3 years. Some people drive a car buy a new car every year. Some people buy it, every 3, every 5, every 7, every 10. But I can guarantee you that if they know that there's going to be getting rid of the car, they quit taking care of it. Not across the board. There are exceptions to every rule. But rule of thumb is that they quit taking care of it. And now you need to bring the car up to speed. So you buy a car for $5,000. Well, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to take about $5,000 minimum to bring it back up to speed and maintained properly, or more. Think about that for just a second. So the lower the money you spend on the used car, the more money is required to bring it up to speed so that it's safe, reliable, and maintained properly. And then, some cars actually reach a point where is it a good idea to replace the transmission fluid? The fluid's totally black and burned, and it's got 150,000 miles on it. Is it even safe to replace the transmission fluid at that point? It's a controversial thing in the industry. It depends on the shop that you're asking. The transmission is not any good anymore anyway, in my mind. So why not take the chance and flush it and see if you can't revive it a little bit? At the same time, you stand the chance of destroying it completely because all of that black and burn stuff, that fluid is coming from the clutches more than likely. And you're going to put new transmission fluid in there. The way I've heard it explained is the old transmission fluid puts a varnish on the parts. So you put in a chemical that gets that varnish, breaks it down to where it can be flushed out with the fluid. If you got too big of a varnish buildup, it can actually start clogging things inside of the transmission, because there's no way for that transmission chemical that's supposed to break down that varnish that's on those parts can actually break that down good enough. So, see, all of these things, it's so much better if you know the car, you see the maintenance records. You're going to spend the money it takes to bring the used car up to speed as far as maintenance is concerned, and you're going to be proactive taking care of the car. Most used cars have not been taken care of. Talking to a Monroe shock and strut representative one day, and he's like, I think it was some stupid thing like 95 out of every 100 cars that are found in a junkyard still have the original equipment shocks and struts, and they needed to be replaced a long time ago. I mean, if you're not replacing your shocks and your struts on a regular basis, if you're not flushing your fluids, if you're not taking care of your car, think about it. When you sell it, somebody else is buying your mess. And I'm telling you, it's just so much cheaper to get familiar with your car, maintain your car, take care of your car takes care of you. It's actually a really good idea. I mean, here's the next really biggest tip. It's a fantastic idea for anybody to act like they're buying their car once a year and actually walk into your trusted automotive repair place and say, I would like you to look at my car like I'm buying it. Do a pre-purchase inspection on my car. See if it's still worth or what I need to do to keep up with it. Why not actually pay for the pre-purchase inspection once a year? I think it's a fantastic idea. There's definitely nothing wrong with buying a pre-purchase inspection every year on your car just to keep up with it, just to find out where you're at. Now, you say, well, yeah, but they do a courtesy check or a digital vehicle inspection every time I come in. But there's a huge difference between a normal courtesy check, quote unquote, which is nowadays is called a digital vehicle inspection because it's the same thing only with pictures and videos. But some people have a 17 point, some people have a 32 point, some people might even have a 45 point. But a pre-purchase inspection is checking a whole lot more. So there's a lot of things that on your car's not being checked on a regular basis because, I mean, bluntly, it's going to take way too much time to really meticulously go through your car every time it comes in, like they meticulously go through a car with a pre-purchase inspection. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff that a regular simple courtesy check / DVI does not find, and nor is it designed to find, and nor should they find it. So think about that for a second. Once a year, you should have your current car, a pre-purchase inspection done on it. Stay safe, stay strong.